Okey, maaf. Okey, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi. Selamat sejahtera kepada semua peserta. Saya ucapkan okey. Okey, tadi ada masalah sikit dekat sini hujan lebat. Okey, hari ini kita akan bersama dengan 4 panel. Okey, jadi totalnya kita lebih kurang 10 panel daripada minggu lepas bawa kepada minggu ni. Minggu ni khas atas tajuk Space Development Awareness yang akan di-share oleh panel-panel jemputan kita bersama dengan para peserta. Okey, sebelum tu siapa yang belum klik attendance, sila klik attendance. Okey, nanti kita ada tugasan khas yang kita akan bagi. Okey, dia ada satu award tau hari ni program. Program pada hari ni ada satu award yang akan disampaikan, yang akan diumumkan oleh Dr. Hazariah binti Mohd Noh nanti. Jadi saya perkenalkan, Dr. Hazariah. Yang akan bersama dalam sesi hari ini. Assalamualaikum Doktor, apa khabar?
Waalaikumsalam Cik Azhar. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah sihat kita pada pagi Sabtu hari ini.
Okey, terima kasih.
Cik Azhar sendiri apa khabar?
Sehat Alhamdulillah, Doktor. Okay, terima kasih. Okey, saya suka nak umumkan juga, nak bagi tahulah kepada ahli dan juga pelajar di luar sana. Dr. Hazariah ni daripada tahun 2017 atau 2016 dah bersama membantu program-program KRUM. Jadi bagi pelajar yang menyertai Aviation Camp, terutamanya kalau pergi ke UniKL-MIAT di Sepang, Subang, mesti kenal lah Dr. Hazariah yang banyak menjayakan perkemahan ataupun Aviation Camp ataupun Aero Camp yang dilaksanakan oleh KRUM dan juga dengan sokongan Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Satu lagi, Dr. Hazariah ni adalah kita punya pengarah teknikal. Pengarah teknikal KRUM yang satu untuk KRUM. Jadi Doktor, boleh teruskan untuk apa-apa perkongsian, introduce dan sebagainya, Doktor.
Okay, Cik Azhar. So maknanya saya take it from here ya?
Okay, baik Doktor.
Alright.
Okay, terima kasih.
Okay, Cik Azhar, we see you later.
Okay, Doktor. Terima kasih.
Alright. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. I can see that the live now we have 600 participants through the Facebook watch, and I also take note that everybody dah ambil attendance tadi. Macam kita pergi kelas, kita kena ada attendance in and then kita kena ada attendance out. Why? Tadi Cik Azhar dah mention, kenapa? Alright, so today we are focusing on the space awareness. If last week you guys already did the aviation and aerospace, now we are moving into space awareness, okay? When we talk about the space, I know that people will link that space astronaut going to the moon, all right, going to the outer space. All right, but in here for today, we are going to explain to you guys in a very layman term, a very simple way, in order for the students and the audience out there to understand more in space related. All right, for information. All right, I'm not exactly into the space related, but I did my aviation field related back in 1998, started in 1998, and then towards the end of my study, I did my PhD in aerospace. So basically, it is an element of blending into detailing of the aviation and aerospace. And now I'm handling the project collaboration within the UniKL-MIAT and also Server Dynamic under the new space economy. All right. So I will share some of the slides before we move on into our unique and special speaker for today, let me have a bit of the explanation on the nexus. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. I hope that everyone can see my slide in here. Okay. For today, all right, we have three panelists. Okay, I will be the moderator. Okay, as I was mentioning, I'm embarking into the space project related under the Sebuah Dynamic into the space new economy. We're going to have our Dr. ABUL from UTHM that also work with the space project. Together with me, also Miss PUTERI, and also Associate Professor Major Dr. MOHD HARRIDON. Okay, so we're gonna know more details about them after this. All right. But then when we talk about the space, okay, for today, all right, I really hope that all the students out there, semua orang yang mendengar di dalam ini kita live Facebook, I can see lots of people's commenting on the Facebook. I can see your names, alright? So remember, yeah, when you bila awak buat sebarang comments, it's just not one people, 10 people, alright? Not just 100 people, even can up to more than 10,000 people that watching what are you writing down in the Facebook comment, yeah? So in here, whatever that we are doing, we are portraying ourselves. Kita tunjukkan diri kita. Jadi kita berhemah di dalam membuat sebarang komen dan kita sangat alukan peserta di luar sana untuk memberikan kita sebarang pertanyaan. Kalau kita tengok 600 tu kita nak jawab satu-satu, it might be difficult but we can see and then we can take and up some of the question from you guys. Okay, so kena ingat apa-apa juga perjalanan kita, your journey to 1,000 miles reaching 1,000,000 star, kita kena ada proper tools, kita kena ada attitudes, yeah, because without attitudes kita tak boleh pergi ke mana-mana pun. Alright, itu adalah penting, disiplin, and also the most important thing is kita punya mindset. Alright, kita punya mindset hari ini kita kena tahu kita nak belajar tentang new knowledge. Okay, new knowledge. InsyaAllah may kita boleh dapat all whatever that yang you all niatkan pada pagi ni, okay, untuk ilmu yang bagus. Okay, a little bit of the introductions. We at the Sebuah Dynamic together with the New Space Economy Nexus, we are focusing on the by Mr. Yogesh. Unfortunately dia tidak ada hari ini, tetapi saya tolong sampaikan ya, kita nak buat tentang space awareness in terms of the streamline. Streamline tu apa? Dia adalah science, technology, research, reading, engineering, entrepreneur, math and design. Kalau di sekolah-sekolah, adik-adik semua hanya mendengar STEM or STEAM or STREAM, okay? Tetapi in here kita ada lagi elemen yang banyak lagi kita masukkan untuk nak sediakan adik-adik untuk industri yang untuk future challenges yang lebih mencabar, ya. Alright, so kalau kita tengok space awareness, kita ada panel-panel kita yang akan bercerita tentang general carrier, alright, by Prof. Harry, and then kita ada Dr. ABUL akan bercerita tentang satellite, dan kita ada Miss PUTERI yang akan bercerita tentang rocket engine. Alright. This is adalah a bit of introduction. Dekat mana kita sebenarnya New Space Economy, kita ada buat collaboration dengan MISA. Adik-adik kena ingat, bila kita bercerita tentang space, dia ada elemen-elemen yang adik-adik kena ingat. Okay, sebagai contoh, kalau kita cerita tentang Malaysia, kita ada Malaysian Space Agency, which is MISA. Mungkin adik-adik tahu NASA. Okay, mungkin yang kita tengok video tadi adalah live from space station di outer space, ya, by NASA. Mungkin kita tahu, adik-adik tahu ESA, European punya side, ataupun Japan, alright. Tapi di Malaysia, adik-adik kena ingat kita ada Malaysian Space Agency, which is kita panggil dia MISA, alright. And then kita akan cerita lebih detail nanti untuk apa itu Nexus. Adik-adik kena tahu, sebab adik-adik kena faham kalau di peringkat sekolah rendah mungkin perjalanannya masih jauh, akan tetapi kena tanamkan dalam diri, if you are interested in the technicals, engineering, okay, boleh, space adalah salah satu cabang. Jadi di sini New Space Economy Nexus ni kita ada 7 universiti ya. UTHM, UniKL, kita ada UiTM, USM, UNIMAS, UNIMAI dan juga ICATS ya. UNIMAS dan ICATS adalah di Sarawak. Okay, di mana kita akan berada bersama-sama collaboration between university, tetapi dia adalah dijaga dan dikawal selia oleh industri. Alright. Okey, yang ini saya nak jalan laju saja. Okey, kalau kita cerita tentang space tadi, saya dah kata bukan cerita tentang astronaut sahaja. Kita akan cerita pasal science, pasal exploration kan. Kalau you tengok recently kan, go to Mars, okay, journey to Mars. Okay, the first man landed in Mars. Okay, so exploring and discovering. Termasuk juga bila adik-adik belajar sains di dalam solar system kita. Ya, dalam solar system kita. So kita adalah explore apa yang ada di outer space sana. Selain daripada itu juga, kita juga di dalam space ni juga kita akan bercerita dan ada elemen safety and security. Sebab kita tahu, okay, bila kita bercerita tentang masa hadapan, kita akan bercerita tentang apa sahaja juga yang melibatkan internet. Alright. Contohnya kalau adik-adik nanti in future kan, kita kalau pergi airport, kita akan nak fly pergi ke destinasi yang nak dituju, okay, kena pergi register kat kaunter, kena ada tiket. Tetapi kalau in future, okay, dah ada pun sekarang, tak perlu buat apa-apa. Semua future punya teknologi akan membawa adik ke arah itu. Tetapi dia kena ada safety and security-nya. Di mana di dalam space ni sendiri dia ada elemen safety and security. Dan juga application, satellite and everything, dan juga design and operating. Alright, so hari ini kita akan melihat secara tidak langsungnya apa itu space awareness secara simple dan sebenarnya macam mana space technology ni improve kita punya kehidupan kita seharian ya in future. Okay, ini pun saya akan go through sahaja, okay, secara rasanya sahaja, okay. Kita boleh tengok through satellite, kita boleh tengok apa yang berlaku di muka bumi, apa yang berlaku dekat Amazon forest, okay. Alright, job opportunity nanti kita akan bertanya dengan lebih detail kepada kita punya panelis. Alright, so kita akan start dengan kita punya panelis yang pertama, which is Associate Professor Major Dr. Harridon.
Hey,
alright,
hello.
Prof. How are you, Prof, today?
I'm good. I'm in training.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to know, because I know that you are in your training outfit. Can you tell me about what training you're doing this morning, Prof?
I'm doing my physical training. We play a lot of rugby. We do strength and conditioning. We also do cardiovascular entities, cardiovascular activities as well. Because as an astronaut candidate, we need to be fit, mentally fit, and also physically fit.
Alright, okay, so take note ya, audience di luar sana. Okay, Prof Harry is currently doing the training this morning. And before we go furthermore, Prof Harry, if you mind to share a little bit about yourself before we go further. Yes.
My name is Associate Professor Major Dr. Harridon. I'm a test pilot. I'm also an astronaut candidate. Test pilot means that I fly different and various types of aircraft. What we do is that we take a look at the integration of the engine and also the integration of the avionics and the software into the aircraft. So when we do an integration, an establishment or new design of an aircraft, we need to test it out whether the integration, whether the aircraft is feasible or not.
All right. Okay, that will be the explanations a bit about the Prof Harry, yeah. Okay, Prof, I think we would like to know more details about you, as we know that you are among the top 10 finalists during the astronaut program together with the Syed Mustafa, yeah, Syed Mustafa. All right, Prof, I think if you mind to share about your experience. Sure. Yep, please go ahead.
Yeah, can you click the slide? Can you go to the first slide?
Okay, all right. I need to wait for a while, yeah? We up the slide. All right.
So I have several pictures which show the trajectory of my job scope and also the trajectory of my life, the experiences, and what I've gone through. So perhaps the audiences can take a look at those pictures, and I'll explain what actually happened, what actually transpired with regards to the picture that will be shown.
All right. I'm still in the middle of fixing this. Be patient for a while. So, Prof, while waiting for that, so you do the training every day, Prof?
Oh, I do it every day. We need to be physically fit every day. So usually I do it in the morning. We do strength and conditioning. We have dumbbells. We also have a treadmill, and we also do cardiovascular activities, meaning that it's not only in focusing upon treadmill, but we do field activities as well. So you need to do that consistently every day. If you want to start out, perhaps you can do it once a week, and after that you try to increase that frequency to twice a week or 3 times a week, and then after that you can go through every day.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties because we are in the midst of setting this thing up. Sorry again. All right. I hope this one is the correct one because Major Harry is so super busy.
Oh, there
So
you
we
go.
need to, yeah. All right. You can see, yeah? All right.
Yep.
Let me know when you're going to move the slide to the next one, yeah?
All right, so that's me, Associate Professor Major Dr. Harridon, test pilot and also astronaut candidate. Perhaps we go to the next slide.
All right.
Oh, there you go. This is me in Europe. I also belong to a military outfit called European Paratroopers. So what we do is that we do search and rescue operation, search and rescue mission. We also test aircraft. We do flying. We also do reconnaissance. You can see in the background, there will be the police force in Europe. I think this is in Germany. So what we do is that we collaborate with many different entities, a military organization, and also civil organization in Europe and also all over the world to do search and rescue operation. When we do search and rescue operation, we use certain aircraft to search for ships or aircraft or individual in distress. We do reconnaissance, we do observation, then we relay that information to the ground station so they could actuate their search and rescue activities as well. Let's go to the next slide. Oh, there you go. This will be the astronaut program for Malaysia. So that's me with Sheikh Muzaffar and also Major Dr. Faiz Khalid. Oh, there you go. That's me. Can you point it there, Hazariah?
Yes,
That,
you are in the middle next
that's
to,
me. Yeah,
yes.
next to me is Dr. Sheikh Muzaffar, and next to Dr. Sheikh Muzaffar would be Major Dr. Faiz Khalid. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So this is actually a training at the Royal Malaysian Navy shipyard, which is in Lumut. We have the Special Forces of the Navy, which is the Pascal, that train us. We were actually thrown out to the sea, and we do survival, sea training survival, and also doing jungle training survival, because in the vicinity at Lumut, there will be jungles, areas which are populated with jungles. So we do our training over there. And you can see at the right, the right picture would be me holding the flag. So we're actually in groups, and we have to compete with each other, with other groups as well, to reach our extraction point, to reach to the finish point. So we are, if you look at the picture on the right there, we're actually doing a strategize. What is our plan? How do we get to the extraction point? What would be the best route to get to the extraction point? So you can see, being an astronaut is about cooperation. It's about teamwork. You have to work within a team. You have to strategize. You have to plan. You have to know how to read information, how to analyze those information. So those kind of entities we learn during the astronaut program training. It's mentally tough. It's also physically tough. All right, next slide, please.
All right. I have a question,
Yes.
Prof.
Yeah, sure.
If you can recall, how many participants that enroll into this program in the beginning?
Initially, I think it's more than 10,000, and they registered to be part of the astronaut program, and then they reduce it to 5,000, then 3,000, then 2,000, then 1,000, then 100, then 59, then 18, then 10, then 1. So the
Yeah.
accolade goes to Datuk Sheikh Muzaffar.
Yes. If you can share with us, Prof, the one thing that you will never ever forget during this astronaut program.
Well, when we were sleeping, they wake us up at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. in the morning, and they ask us to do a series of series of activities. They will give us questions. They will just give us a mission, and within that time frame, when we are asleep, when we are not that attentive, they will give us those kinds of works to be done. So you have to do those tasks. You have to be alert all the time. So this is actually a mentally prepared activities that we need to go through.
All right, that's an amazing. All right, should I move to the next slide, Prof?
Yeah, I should move to the next slide. Oh, there you go. This is
All right.
also me. Yeah, this is also me in Europe. This is also test flight mission. They have an aircraft, a Gulfstream aircraft. They're trying to integrate a new engine. So after we have installed a new engine, we need to test it out. We need to fly that aircraft to see whether integration, whether the engine is capable to produce the required thrust or the required trajectory. Right, next slide. Oh yeah, I also do land search and rescue, mountain search and rescue. This is a search and rescue operation in New Zealand. It's actually in winter. We have quite a huge amount of snowfall over there. It's quite thick. So what we do is that we go up the mountain. We're trying to find distressed victims. So we need to plan. We actually work in a team. We need to plan who do which activities. We have a map, we have an information, we have the layout plan. So we need to actually go through all of this plan and give all of this personnel designated activities to be done. All right, next slide. There you go. I'm also an instructor. I teach flight. I also teach flight trajectory. I also teach how to calculate the flight trajectory. So this is me with the Royal Malaysian Air Force personnel. This is also me with the Royal Malaysian Navy personnel as well. If you take a look at the Royal Malaysian Navy, they have helicopters. So those helicopters are equipped with engine monitoring system. So what I do is that I teach them how to actuate those engine monitoring system, how to analyze the data that are actually installed in the engine monitoring system, and how to fly the aircraft, so that we can go outside the envelope and see the capability of this aircraft. So it's quite good being an instructor. You can actually boss people around. Next slide, please.
Yeah, Prof. Harry, I would like to ask, being a test pilot, yeah, can you just share with us what type of aircraft that you guys use, whether it is for military, for the Air Force or for the maritime?
It's for the Air Force. It's also for the civilian. Usually I test out the Gulfstream, also the Dornier. Dornier is usually for reconnaissance mission because it's a propeller aircraft. It could go quite slow, so that we can be at the location within a huge duration of time, so that we can sweep to the sea or the land quite at a lengthy process. So that's quite good. The Gulfstream is a jet which could go up to 40,000 feet. It's quite agile, it's quite fast, it's quite swift. All right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So we can go to the next slide. There you go. Also involved in the space activities. The one on the left is actually in Japan. What we do is that we do parabolic flight. Parabolic flight is where we go up to certain altitude, then we dive down, we descend down to certain altitude, then we go up again, then we go down again. So it's actually a process of ascending and also descending. And during that process, the participant in the aircraft would encounter a microgravity condition. And during that microgravity condition, everything in the aircraft would float, meaning that you have that microgravity activities that could be done within that aircraft. So that's actually part of space activities. When you go to the International Space Station, you also encounter microgravity condition. Everything floats in the space station. So you can do microgravity experimentation during that microgravity condition. So that's what we do in Japan, in the airspace of Japan. That's the picture at the left. The one on the right is actually in London. I also have a flight mission in London. It's actually similar to the one in Europe and also in the one in Australia. We try to push the envelope of the aircraft to see the capabilities of the aircraft. All right, next slide.
I think that will be the end of the slide.
All right.
Yes.
Probably.
I have a question, Prof. When you said about the program with Japan, so can you tell about the Japan's authority for the space?
All right. In Japan, they have a Japanese space agency, which is actually similar to the Malaysian space agency in Malaysia. They actually actuate the philosophy and also the policy, space policy in Japan, similar to here in Malaysia. But they also have actuators. Actuators mean you have companies under the Japanese space agency that would actuate programs for them. One of the companies would be Mitsubishi Heavy Industry. They are the one that would build the rocket for the Japanese space agency. They are the one that would send satellite to space for the Japanese space agency. They're also part of the program that build the space station for the Japanese space agency. The International Space Station, the one in space, actually have several modules. They have the American module, the Russian module. They also have the Japanese module called Kibo. So the Japanese astronaut will work upon Kibo when they arrive at the International Space Station.
All right, that will be very, I think, very deep, whatever that Prof is explaining, and then we can see that the journey towards Prof career into space, yes, starting from the astronaut candidates and towards what you are now. And I know that you are now is working under the space project as a chief scientist. Can you just tell us a bit about what did you do as a chief scientist for the space project?
We have two projects. The first one would be the satellite project. The second one would be the launch vehicle project. So for the satellite project, we are currently engaging a company from Switzerland and also with other organizations as well, where we're going to send our own satellite called SYAZA, which is a Malaysian-made satellite, and in collaboration with companies from Europe. And that satellite would be a geostationary satellite, which would be a telecommunication satellite to improve the broadband capabilities here in Malaysia. We also have a launch vehicle project. We're in talks with the Ukrainian side and also in talks with a company from UK to launch a rocket here in Malaysia at our Malaysian soil. So these are actually the initial process that are in place. We're trying to gear out the process. We're trying to propel the trajectory of this process.
Oh, Prof, when you're talking about that, so meaning that we're going to have space industries soon to be blooming in Malaysia. So, from your opinion, Prof, yeah, we are having more than 600 participants out there, the kids, the future generation out there. Can you give some advice and motivation to them if they wanted to embark in this space field?
The space industry is vast. It's very myriad, meaning that there are many jobs, there are many opportunities, there are many positions available in the space industry. It's not about astronauts, it's about the engineers that design the rocket, it's about the engineers that design the satellite. It's also about the designer. You can also design a spacecraft that has aesthetic beauty. It's also about the civil works. When we build a launch pad, you also need to build a civil work. For example, the building that would actually host the rocket, the launch pad, that's also a civil work. So we also need civil engineers as well. We also need environmental engineers, because when we launch a rocket, how would it affect the environment at the pertaining launch pad? How would it affect the environment at the pertaining sea? If you launch it at the sea, what does it do to the environment? So we also need environmental engineers. We also need scientists, because when we send individual to the International Space Station, they are the one that would do experimentation. So the scientist is the one that would tell the astronaut, this is the part of the experimentation that need to be done. If you take a look at Dr. Sheikh Muzaffar, the scientists at UKM and several other universities in Malaysia, they are the one that tell Sheikh Muzaffar, this is the experimentation needed to be done at the International Space Station. So you can see that it's a collaborative effort, it's a teamwork effort from the astronaut side to the scientists, to the engineers, and also to the layman side.
All right. Okay, Prof. I think with that, I think we more or less cover about the career and future of the space industries in Malaysia. If you have any last advice or last words to say?
To all of you out there, strive harder, make your dreams happen, and always be mentally fit and also physically fit.
All right. With that, physically fit, that's the most important. All right.
Yep.
And then you
and
keep mentioning
fit.
about teamwork, and teamwork. All right.
Yep.
Okay,
correct.
Prof. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I know that you are going to continue with the training. Thank you so much, Prof. Hope to see
Thank
you
you.
again.
All right.
right.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, Prof. You too. All right, that's the first speaker, Prof. Major Dr. Harridon, Associate Professor Prof. Major Dr. Harridon, talking about the experience of the top 10 finalists for the astronauts, and also kita boleh tengok secara kasarnya potential career for space in future. Alright, kalau kita tengokkan tadi 7 universiti kita yang kita mention di dalam New Space Economy Nexus. Alright, kita ada USM, alright, kita ada UITM, okay, kita ada USM especially dia ada menawarkan kursus-kursus yang memang dedicated to the space elements, okay. So kalau adik-adik yang kat luar sana tu, kalau di peringkat sekolah menengah yang berminat untuk mengetahui lanjut, boleh pergi ke laman website masing-masing. Alright, sebelum